Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to tonight's class. We're now going to continue sorry, with unit number 6, which is the last unit of the first block of level A2, completely in English. I hope you've been learning a lot. And let's start. Welcome. Last week, we started talking about some vocabulary for healthy habits, for your health, for when you feel sick, when you're not feeling well. And we also practiced more WH questions, but only talking about the WH questions with their complements, right? And these complements were different words you can use in order for you to receive different information with questions with how, right? Which is basically what you are going to do with every WH question. We don't always have the same complements. So at the end, you are not supposed to receive the same information. We are going to start varying the information, right? So now we're going to continue with more vocabulary, and we're going to introduce the verb plus infinitive or gerund. We're going to use more verbs in a sentence. So welcome everybody, and let's start. Check. We're going to write the vocabulary for this unit number 6. These are not verbs. These are types of TV shows. So write as a title, types of TV shows. And for types of TV shows, we have a cartoon, a documentary, a drama, a game show, the news. Check that here. We don't have a news because the news is never singular. This is always plural. Okay. The news. A reality show. A sitcom. A soap opera. A talk show. From these types of TV shows, do you have any questions that you may not know the meaning of some of them or any of them?
Teacher, a sitcom?
Well, a sitcom, it's something people watch a lot. Do you know the TV show Friends or
Mm-hmm.
The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Where you have people laughing in the background, they basically indicate when you can laugh, right? So they have an experience in the TV show, and then suddenly you listen to people laughing, ha 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 ha, in the background, right? So that is a sitcom. That is the type of TV show where you are supposed to laugh. Ha 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 ha. Okay? Any other TV show or type of TV show,
Uh,
sorry?
yes, teacher. A soap opera.
A soap opera. A soap opera is also known as a soap. You are allowed not to say soap opera completely, but you can also say soap or soap operas or soaps. Soap operas are what we have in Mexico, pretty common in Mexico, with people who are overreacting to some situations. It's kind of a drama, but kind of a ridiculous drama, pretty exaggerated. It's like, no, Luis Fernando, but how could you do this to me? Yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous drama, pretty exaggerated.
Mm,
Okay, any other? Okay. These soap operas are also very common in the United States. A lot of people watch them, especially some Latin people, but it depends. Yeah, this is a pretty exaggerated drama, kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but there are pretty good soap operas. Yeah, do you like soap operas? Okay, now we're going to use these types of TV shows to have a conversation about something. Talking about the types of TV shows you prefer. In order for you to use the verb prefer, we're going to take the chance to add infinitives or gerunds to the list. So I am going to erase this and write verb plus infinitive first. So we're going to use the main verb, a main verb in a sentence. But when you have two verbs in one sentence together, I mean, you cannot have them together. You cannot have two verbs together. But you are supposed to use something in between so you can separate them a little. This rule doesn't apply to everything. Check. You can use verbs plus the infinitive form of another verb. For example, I hope to get a big TV. When you hope, it's because maybe you are not working for it, but you want to get a TV. I mean, you don't work for it, but maybe you are in a situation where there is a possibility between more options to get a TV. So you can say, oh, I hope to get a TV. Maybe you are in a contest. Yeah, where you are participating to get a TV, a radio, and a bottle of water, right? Those are the prizes. But of course, you are like, oh, I hope to get a TV. That would be perfect. Yeah? Or I want. I want to see every baseball game. I want to. I want to see every baseball game. Check. The main verbs here are hope and want. But when you have another verb in front, you are supposed to use the infinitive form. I hope to get, I hope to see, I hope to find, I hope to, and any other verb. Yeah? Anything you hope as an action, infinitive. Or with want, the same. I want to see, I want to eat, I want to watch, I want to go. Yeah? Want with the infinitive form. This want to can also be wanna. Yeah? Want to wanna. I wanna go, I wanna see, I wanna try. Yeah? In a more fluent way, you can use wanna. I wanna go, I wanna drink, I wanna eat. Yeah? This is pretty informal, but very, very common. Yeah? Now, we also have verbs, but wait a second. Okay. We also have verbs that can be verb that can be followed by a gerund. A gerund is a word or a verb, in this case, that ends in ing, right? For example, enjoy. When you have another verb after enjoy, you are going to use the ing form of that other verb. Yeah? For example, I enjoy watching football games. You can use enjoy with the gerund of any other verbs. I enjoy watching, I enjoy eating, I enjoy going, I enjoy, and the ing. Or I dislike watching TV. Eh, So the main verbs here are enjoy and dislike. When you have another verb in front of enjoy or dislike, you have to use them in the ing form. I enjoy watching, I dislike eating, I dislike drinking, yeah? The ing. The thing about these two verbs, hope and want, enjoy or dislike, is that you cannot change the form of the verb in front. I mean, you cannot say, I enjoy to watch, or I enjoy to be, or I dislike to watch. No, you are only going to use them with the ing form, exclusively with the ing form. And with hope and want, you cannot use the gerund form. You cannot say, I hope getting or I want seeing. No, only exclusively with the infinitive form. Yeah? But there are some verbs that you can use with both, either infinitive or gerund. You can use them.
Teacher, what
Go ahead,
means
Sam.
dislike?
Is like don't like.
Okay.
Mhm. And now check. You can have verbs with infinitive or gerund. Both, okay? Here it doesn't matter if you use the infinitive form or the gerund form, you can use them. But with some verbs only. For example, with a verb like. With a verb like, you can use the infinitive or gerund. So you can say, I like to see, or I like seeing my favorite actors. With the verb love, I love to watch, or I love watching. Watching. Game shows. Or with the verb prefer, I prefer to listen, or I prefer listening to the radio or to podcasts, which is more common nowadays. Or with the verb hate, I hate to miss, or I hate missing the news. So check that you can use like with both infinitive or gerund, love with both infinitive or gerund, prefer with both infinitive or gerund, and hate with both infinitive or gerund. So you can say, I like to see, I like seeing. I like to eat, I like eating. I like to go, I like going. Yeah? Or with love. Talking about activities, yeah? You are not going to use the same with I love pizza. So you are not going to say I love pizzing. No, because this is only with verbs, okay? You would say I love to eat pizza, or I love eating pizza. I love to drink soda, or I love drinking soda. Yeah? Here you are going to use two verbs in one sentence, but you cannot have them both in the same form. Do you have any questions until now? Okay. What if you do? What if you make that mistake? What if you, instead of saying watching with enjoy, you say I enjoy to watch? What if? Yeah? People will not understand you? Well, it is not that people will not understand you, or they will. But the thing is that you may be saying something completely different, yeah? Because it depends on the complements you use in every sentence. We're going to talk about this in a deeper way in level B1 and level C1, yeah? So I hope I can see you all there. But the thing is that by now you have to practice changing the activities. You are going to use the main verbs hope, want, enjoy, dislike, like, love, prefer, or hate with different activities. Okay? Try to practice it that way. Now, we're going to practice. Let me go
Teacher,
back to the exercises.
I have a question. In the, can I say I dislike to eat pizza? Because dislike is similar with I don't like it, right?
Similar, but not the same.
Hmm.
But talking about the grammar structure, no. You wouldn't say I dislike to eat. This is basically what I was saying, that you are not going to use the infinitive form with enjoy or dislike. Okay? Only the ing form with these two verbs specifically.
Okay, gracias.
Mhm. And this is what I was saying. People will not understand if I say it that way. No, it's not that people will not understand, but they would misunderstand. Yeah? They would misunderstand what you're saying. So they are not going to understand clearly, or they will understand something different. This is where you are supposed to start being careful with what you want to communicate to people, because in level A2 is when people start getting confused about what you say, because you don't use the correct vocabulary, or you try to use different complements. Maybe this will sound not that well, but try not to experiment with the structure. You have a base. I mean, you have a structure that you have to get used to first. So then, when you're aware of the things you want to say, and when you know, when you acknowledge that people understands what you want to say clearly, then you can start changing structures when you get to level B1. I'm not saying don't experiment in a way that you have to practice, but I'm trying to say that you try not to experiment changing orders because you want to say something different. No, copy. Yeah, try to find the way you want to say something, copying what you want to say or close to what you want to say. What's on TV? I love watching game shows. Number one, look at the pictures, circle the correct answer. Number one, what type of shows do they like? According to what we have in the picture, we would choose documentaries, right? Because that's what we can see. That's close to the description. It's not cartoons. It's not talk shows. What about number two? What type of shows does Jim watch?
Cartoons.
Cartoons.
Yeah, we have cartoons, right? Let me circle it. What about number three? What's his favorite type of TV show? What can you see that in that picture? Game shows, the news, soap operas?
Game shows.
Soap operas.
Soap operas, yeah. This is for me. In my experience, I wouldn't say this is a picture of a soap opera. Yeah, it cannot represent a soap opera. But well, we can also have American soap operas, right? And this can be one. If you see this picture, you could go, I don't know if you've seen it before, Grey's Anatomy. Yeah? Have you seen Grey's Anatomy before? But that is not a soap opera at all. That is not a soap opera at all. That is a drama. It's different. They tend to exaggerate some things, yes. They tend to talk about different or ridiculous topics, maybe, yeah, but that is not a soap opera. So I just want to make sure that you get what a soap opera is. A soap opera is more exaggerated, it's even ridiculous. And for some people, Grey's Anatomy would be ridiculous, but that is not a soap opera at all. Yeah? So, well, soap opera is kind of more exaggerated, not real, not even close. Four, what do they watch at night?
Letter B.
Talk shows.
Talk shows.
Talk shows.
Talk shows, yes. which is something I recommend you to watch now. And any Disney movie you want to. Yeah? Disney movies are basically level A2. Disney movies are basically level A2. So if you enjoy watching Disney movies, then this will work for you. But the golden rule, not to watch movies you've seen before in Spanish. Yeah? Not to watch movies you've seen before in Spanish. So if you say, oh, Cinderella, I will watch Cinderella again 100 times, but you've seen it 1,000 times before in Spanish, don't watch it in English. No, because your brain will recognize everything in Spanish. Your brain will recognize and remember everything in Spanish. And that is not something you can use to practice. Oh, sorry. Movies. Disney movies, any Disney movies you want to watch, but not that you've seen in English in Spanish before, okay? Not with subtitles, not with subtitles in Spanish at all, not with subtitles in English, just to listen. And talk shows, look on YouTube talk shows. You can type there talk shows. Any talk show you want to listen to. One I recommend is Good Morning America. Good Morning America. Because they have different activities there. They interview people, they talk about the weather, they talk about the news, they give you information, they give you a lot of information there that you can use only to listen. Don't worry if you don't understand. That is not the point. Don't set the subtitles. No, no, no. This is only for the listening part, okay? Talk shows. Number 5. What type of shows does his family watch?
Sitcom?
Sitcom.
Sitcoms. Yes, this is what I was talking about, right? Sitcoms, Big Bang Theory, Friends, Frasier. Well, you know, the old school. 6. What does Sarah watch after work?
The news.
The news.
The news.
The news. Yes, you got it. This is never singular. Never. Okay. If you say, "Oh, I'm going to watch the news," even if it's only one, it's the news. Only that way. Let me erase this. 7. What's on TV?
Game
Game.
Game show.
A game show. You can even only say what's on. What's on? If you see the TV on, if you see the TV on, or you go home and you see your sister, your brother, your father watching TV, you can just have a small talk with that relative, and you can ask, "What's on? What's on?" And then the other person may say, "Oh, a talk show, or the news, or a cartoon, yeah, or my soap opera." 8. What's that?
A reality show.
Reality.
Yes,
Reality show.
a reality show. A reality show. Number 9. What are they watching?
A drama. A
A
drama.
drama. Look at this. I would say this is more a soap opera than a drama. I would say, in my perspective, if you've seen this TV show before, because I'm a fan of TV shows and movies and whatever, but I haven't seen everything, but I would describe this more like a soap opera. This is kind of exaggerated, but it's still not a soap opera. It's a drama, right? There's still supposed to be some part of reality involved, so it's a drama. Try to identify them. This is also part of thinking in English. When you go to Netflix, try to go to Netflix if you have that platform, and see the recommendations they have for you, right? Because they also have these recommendations for you. So you go to the menu and try to identify all the types of TV shows they have, but don't read it. Don't read the description. Just try to look at the images and describe them. Oh, that's a talk show. No, no, we don't have talk shows on Netflix, but you can see, oh, that's a drama, that's a cartoon, that's a sitcom, or that's a soap opera. I don't know if we have soap operas on
Comedy.
Netflix, but it can be, yeah. And only describe them. Just mention the type of TV show. Mention it. This is also a very good practice. And a lot of people is there just skipping the options on Netflix to not to decide what they want to watch. So it's a good practice. Exercise 2. Complete the chart, write the verbs from the box in the correct column. Check. We have verb with infinitives, verb with infinitive or gerund, and verb with a gerund only. What are the verbs? Do you remember? What are the verbs we have with infinitives only, exclusively?
Hop,
Up
chair,
Hope
and want.
and want. Yes. Remember wanna, and you are going to get want immediately. What are the verbs we have with infinitives or gerund? The same, hate,
Like.
like,
Dislike.
no,
love,
Love.
love,
love,
or
prefer,
prefer,
Prefer.
prefer, prefer. It
Prefer.
sounds like, oh no, I don't remember the name of this movie in English. Forget it. And the verbs with the gerund,
Enjoy.
enjoy
and
Dislike.
and dislike. Check. This is where most people make a lot of mistakes. This is very common. They forget when to use a gerund, they forget when to use an infinitive, and you can start mixing them up. Yeah? You are going to get confused about them only if you don't practice. My recommendation, don't memorize these lists. No. Only copy your exercises, read them out loud, and exaggerate the difference. We're going to practice this. Do you have any questions?
Teacher, what is mean gerund?
The ing.
Mhm.
Gerund is the ing form of a verb. Okay? Well,
Oh, okay. Gracias.
it is not always the same. A gerund, it's a word, a verb that ends in ing, but it doesn't always work as a verb. We're going to talk about this in level B1. But a gerund is a verb in an ing form. Okay, let's practice. I'm going to take them back so it's easier for you. Okay, 3. Put the words in the correct order to make sentences. Number 1, I like to watch reality shows at night. Please raise your hand now. Jenny, what about number 2?
my mother. A ver.
And number 2.
Oh my God. Melvin,
Hops.
Melvin buy,
Hop.
excuse me,
Mhm.
maybe Hobbs, no, Hobbs,
To buy. Hmm?
Mhm. Check, Jenny. After the verb in third person singular, we
mhm,
need the infinitive or the gerund, right? In this case, what do we have? The infinitive, I mean an ing or a gerund, or an infinitive, sorry, with two, or a gerund with ing.
Is hope?
Hopes is the verb. What
Yeah.
is the other verb we have?
Bye.
I.
By.
Mhm.
So we're going to write by in ing, or we have a to in the options.
To.
To buy.
To buy, yes. And what is the rest? So Melvin hopes to buy
Next week. Next week.
buy what?
Buy
Buy what?
TV.
A new TV
A new TV next week.
next week. Perfect. Now, can you please read the sentence, the whole sentence?
Okay. Melby hopes to buy a new TV next week.
Yes. Thank you. Nayeli, what about number 3?
Yes, teacher. My mother dislikes watching TV shows on the internet.
Yes. Watching TV shows on the internet. Oh, on the internet. Janice, what about number 4? It's a question, by the way.
What type of TV shows do you like? Do you love watching?
Do you love watching? Yes. Check that we already have the verb in ing, the gerund form, right? Fanny, what about number 5?
Yes, we hate missing our favorite show.
Yes. We hate missing our favorite show. I will write show in front. And what about the last one, number 6? Nayeli?
Sarah and Mike prefer to listen to the news on the radio.
Yes. Listen to the news on the radio. Okay. Check that here we have one option only, right? The verbs. This is very important, so you can conjugate them and practice them. Try not to think about them separately, but copy them in a sentence so you get used to that in a context. Yeah? This is more effective than if you try to memorize the list of verbs that you are going to use with a verb, with infinitive, or the gerund. What I mean is, you identify the main verb. In this case is like. In this case is hopes, dislikes, love. This is here because it's a question. Hate, prefer. Yeah? Once you identify the main verb, then you identify the form of the other verb, the second verb, which in this case, the first one, to watch. Number 2, to buy. Number 3, watching. Number 4, watching again. 5, missing. And 6, to listen. Yeah? Copy these sentences or questions and identify the main verb and the gerund or the infinitive form. When you do this, you start getting used to what's before, what's after, what's before, what's after, but in a whole context. Plus, check that you can conjugate the main verbs. For example, in number 3 and number 2, we have hopes. So that means you can conjugate it in third person singular, right? Or dislikes. You can conjugate it in third person singular. The others, hate, prefer, like, love are in their base form, not because they cannot be changed, but what I mean is that you are supposed to be careful with the conjugation of the main verb, with the conjugation of like, hope, dislike, love, hate, prefer, plus the form of the second verb. So that means you can conjugate this in simple past too. Yeah, my mother disliked watching. Melvin hoped. Yeah, simple past, present continuous, simple present. Be careful with the tense, okay? The conjugation of the main verb. Now, we're going to change the form of the verb we can change. Number 4. In 4 of the sentences from exercise 3, the verb can be followed by either a gerund or an infinitive. So we can change it and there will be no problem. Rewrite those sentences in the other way. For example, number 1, you can say, I like to watch reality shows at night, or I like watching reality shows at night. It's the same. What is the second sentence you can change? Fanny?
The number 4 is what types of TV show do you love to watch?
Do you love to watch? Okay.
Yes.
What is the main verb here, Fanny?
Watching.
No.
Okay. Love. I'm sorry. Love.
Love.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Since you have love, you can either say love watching or love to watch, and it's the same. Can
Mm-hmm.
you please, Fanny, read both questions?
Okay. What type of TV show do you love watching? Or what type of TV shows do you love to watch?
Perfect. Types, by the way. I missed the S. Sorry. What types of TV shows and what, okay, and what types of TV shows. Thank you. And it's the same. Number 3, Janice, what's the third sentence you can change or you could change?
Melvis hopes to buy a new TV next week.
Okay, in this case, hope can only exclusively be with the infinitive form, as we do it with want to. Hope to, want to cannot be followed by a gerund, so we cannot change it. Can you identify any other?
Okay. Sarah, Mike,
Sarah and Mike?
prefer listening the news on the radio.
To the news on the radio. Yes, to the news
The
on
news
the
on the
radio.
radio.
Can you please read both?
Sarah and Mike prefer to listen to the news on the radio. Sarah and Mike prefer listening to the news on the radio.
And it keeps the same. I mean, keeps the same meaning. Yeah, the same context. Okay. The main verb here is prefer.
Prefer, yes.
What about number 4? What is the fourth sentence you can change? Nayeli?
Yes, teacher. Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
We hate to miss our favorite show.
Can you please read both?
Yes. We hate missing our favorite show. We hate to miss our favorite show.
Perfect, thanks. What do I recommend for you to practice? Write them together. So you are going to write. I like, let me change this because this is not going to be, okay, understandable. Number one, I like to watch reality shows at night. I like watching reality shows at night. Copy them together, okay? And exaggerate the changing. I like to watch reality shows at night. I like watching reality shows at night. Exaggerate the different form of the verb, okay? But here, even though the verb can be in a different form, it means exactly the same, okay? There is no difference in meaning. They're the same. Copy. What types of TV shows do you love watching? What types of TV shows do you love to watch? Copy them together and exaggerate the verb. What types of TV shows do you love watching? What types of TV shows do you love to watch? Yeah. So you are aware of the difference. If you don't exaggerate it, you are going to forget it immediately. Yeah. Exaggerate it. So you don't give time to your brain to think about this in Spanish. But what is the difference of this in Spanish? There is no difference. Yeah. There is no difference. That's why you are supposed to exaggerate it. Sarah, this was supposed to be number 5 first and then number 6, but it's the same, right? Sarah. Sarah and Mike prefer to listen to the news on the radio. Or Sarah and Mike prefer listening to the news on the radio. Yeah? Exaggerate the listening, exaggerate the to listen. And last one, we hate missing our favorite show. We hate to miss our favorite show. Yeah? Exaggerate so you're aware of it. Don't translate it. Don't memorize the list. Hope. Want. Infinitive. Enjoy. Dislike. Gerund. Like, love, prefer, hate. Infinitive or gerund. No, that's a waste of time. Don't do that. Copy. Yeah. Do you
Teacher,
have any questions?
um, number three, we can use my mother dislike watch TV shows on the internet.
Can you please repeat your question?
And then number three, can we use my mother dislikes watch TV shows on the internet?
No. This is the same question you asked. Dislikes or dislike goes in exclusively with the ing form. Exclusively with the ing form. You cannot change it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Now, number 5. We're going to practice even more and more and more because this is what you have to do. We learn by repetition, right? And in order for you to not to forget too fast, exaggerate it because this is normal. Oh, we forget immediately a lot of things. We forget immediately. So when I make a reference, check this. This thing is important. When I make a reference about something we've seen in class before, or about something you asked before, or about something you made a mistake before. This is not just so you were here with that question again. No, no, no. But what I mean is that when I give a reference, it is easier for you to remember. Yeah? So I will give you references. You, for sure, of course, ask any questions you may have, but exaggerate so you don't forget immediately. Yeah? Exaggerate the difference. Answer the questions with the words in parentheses. Use the correct form of the verbs. Sometimes 2 answers are possible. Sometimes. Remember, with like, love, prefer, or hate, we may have both. For example, number one, what shows do you watch on TV? The verb they ask you to use is love with watch. What is the correct form of watch? Both. Since love can be used with infinitives or gerunds, you are going to write both sentences. Number one, I love watching sitcoms, or I love to watch sitcoms. And when you read it, you exaggerate it. I love watching sitcoms. I love to watch sitcoms. So here, with infinitives or gerunds, you are going to say the same. There is no difference in meaning. Number two, does your sister like reality shows? You have to enjoy, you have to write the verb enjoy and watch. Can you use enjoy in only one way or in two ways? I mean, infinitive or gerund, or infinitive and gerund. And what is the answer? Janice?
Just in one way.
Okay, and what is the answer?
Yes, she enjoy watching them.
Okay, check the verb, Janice. There is a little detail you have to add. The verb here is enjoy. And this is third person singular. So what are you supposed to do?
Enjoys.
Yes, the S, right?
Yes, yes.
She enjoys watching them. Only one W.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so she enjoys watching them. Identify the main verb, so you conjugate the main verb, the first verb, right? That's what I mean with the main verb. So when you have a third person singular, you add the S. Okay. Enjoy or enjoys in third person singular only goes with a gerund. Number three, Nayeli, do you listen to the radio? You have to use the main verb prefer and listen. No, I don't.
No, I don't. I prefer to listen, or I prefer listening to music on my computer.
Okay, can you please repeat?
Yes, I prefer to listen to the music on my computer. Or the second way, I prefer listening to the music on my computer.
Okay, listening to music. And there is no need, I don't know why I wrote it, sorry about this. I think I listened to it, but there is no need to write the with music. You are only supposed to say listen to music. Okay, perfect. And repeat and exaggerate. I prefer to listen. I prefer listening. In this case, since the verb is prefer, both are correct. For homework, you are going to end the other sentences, the other responses. Try not to wait until tomorrow so we check them all together. Answer them, okay? You don't have to send this homework, no? Tomorrow, we're going to check them at the beginning of the class. Do you have any questions?
No,
No,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay, so do your homework 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and tomorrow we're going to check them. Practice, okay? Your brain is going to tell you, this is easy. Yes, it is, but it is not easy to keep it. It is not easy to keep it here. So you have to practice and practice and practice so you don't forget immediately. Yeah? A lot of things are easy, but that is not a reason why you don't have to practice. Practice. That would be it for today, guys. Tonight. and see you tomorrow. Good night.
Yes, teacher.
See you, teacher.
Thank
Good night.
you, teacher.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
See you.